When you walk past the crumbling remains of medieval castles or old town halls, it's easy to marvel at their strength and honestly wonder how they survived centuries of war, weather and sheer neglect. But the secret to their durability isn't just stone and mortar. It's an old, almost forgotten technology that shaped history long before World War II. The wood press. This ingenious device changed the game in medieval construction, creating walls and structures that could withstand anything from battering rams to harsh storms. And today, its story deserves to be remembered. The power of the wood press lay in its simplicity and brute force. Essentially, it was a large mechanical press, often powered by manpower, that compressed wooden beams and planks to extraordinary density. This compression transformed ordinary timber into a material that was stronger than stone in some applications. The process aligned the wood fibers perfectly, reduced gaps, and eliminated weaknesses that could be exploited by weapons or the elements. Builders could create massive beams that didn't crack under stress, making walls, floors and roofs remarkably resilient. It wasn't magic, it was physics, harnessed with precision and muscle. What makes the wood press truly fascinating is how it bridged the gap between materials and warfare. During medieval times, cities were under constant threat from invading armies. Siege engines, flaming arrows and catapults were common, and any weak point in a building could mean disaster. The compressed wood produced by these presses absorbed impacts and distributed force in ways that stone alone could not. Some fortresses even used compressed wood panels alongside stone walls, creating a hybrid structure that resisted both fire and physical attack. In a world without steel reinforcements, this was, well, revolutionary. The technique wasn't just for fortresses. Medieval builders used wood presses in civic projects, churches, and even bridges. Wooden floors and ceilings, compressed with the press, could bear tremendous weight, preventing collapse during large gatherings or natural disasters. The precision of these presses also allowed for tighter joins between beams, reducing drafts and improving insulation. In essence, compressed wood made buildings not only stronger but smarter, balancing durability with livability. By the time World War II rolled around, this ancient knowledge had, well, largely been overshadowed by modern materials like reinforced concrete and steel. But, it's important to remember that medieval engineers were working without these conveniences, relying solely on the mechanics of wood and, honestly, a lot of human ingenuity. The principles behind the wood press are still surprisingly relevant today. Modern engineered wood products like laminated beams and plywood actually follow the same basic ideas: aligning fibers, reducing weak points, and compressing materials to increase strength. The medieval wood press really was the ancestor of these innovations, a sort of forgotten step in the evolution of building technology. Historians have uncovered records of workshops dedicated solely to pressing wood, often attached to major construction sites. These presses, well, they varied in size. Some were small enough to handle just a single beam, while others were actually capable of compressing entire structural panels. The process could take days, requiring steady pressure and, honestly, a lot of careful monitoring. It was labour-intensive, but the payoff was clear. Structures that stood the test of time. Today, when you see a medieval building that hasn't, crumbled into dust, chances are some hidden wooden panel from a centuries-old press is still doing its job, silently resisting decay and force. Beyond the practical, the wood press also represents a mindset. It shows a society that didn't rely on brute resources alone, but, really understood the science of materials and the importance of foresight. Medieval engineers were problem solvers, applying mechanical advantage to overcome natural limitations. Their work influenced construction methods for centuries, eventually leading to the steel and concrete marvels we take for granted. Yet the story of the wood press remains largely untold, hidden in the shadows of history's giants. For 0 Hour. World War II viewers, the lesson is clear. Innovation is timeless. The same drive to improve structures that protected medieval cities is echoed in wartime strategies and engineering feats across eras. Every time a soldier built a fortified position, or an engineer designed a bunker during World War II, echoes of the wood press's principles were in play. Strength, resilience, and clever use of available materials, these are universal lessons, and really, understanding them gives us a deeper appreciation for the ingenuity of past generations. The wood press reminds us that sometimes the most unassuming tools leave the biggest mark. They don't always make headlines, and they often fade from memory, but their impact is written into the walls that survive centuries. So, the next time you pass a medieval structure, think about the silent power that lies within those wooden beams, compressed by hands and machines long gone. It's a story of strength, creativity and persistence that honestly deserves to be celebrated. If you found this dive into medieval ingenuity as fascinating as I did, make sure to subscribe to 0 Hour World War II for more hidden stories that shaped history. Like, share and comment to spread the word and keep these incredible tales alive.